In this video, I'm gonna talk about list slicing. So I'm still using the netmiko code that I've been using. So let me just go ahead and get into the IPython interpreter shell. So let me just type IPython, enter, and then now I can copy and paste the netmiko code. Okay, that's how you import the ConnectHandler from the netmiko library, and this is how you define the Cisco device. And this is how you establish the connection using the ConnectHandler. Okay, it's gonna take a few seconds because it's trying to connect to the device. Yeah, it's connected. So now this is how you create a list of commands or items. So let me just copy and paste this line of code. This is the commands, right? Show clock, show version, show IP interface brief, show interfaces, and show ARP. And now we can get into the list slicing. So this is the syntax of the list slicing. So you have the list name, and you have the start index, colon, stop index, colon, and stop index. And then the start, this is the index to begin the slice, inclusive. So meaning it's not excluding any items. And stop, this is the index to end the slice, exclusive, meaning it's not going to include the last index. And I'm going to show you how this works using the code here. And step, this is the interval at which elements are taken. Okay, so let me go ahead and talk about, let me go ahead and just show you practical examples on how you can use list slicing. So here, I am basically creating a loop, right? And I can just copy and paste this. So this is a for loop, right? So here what I'm doing is, I didn't copy the column. So what I'm doing is I'm just iterating through the list, which is commands, right? And this command here can be, this can be anything. It can be CMD, right? That's how for loop works. This is the for loop syntax. And of course, the line of code underneath the for loop will be executed. So I'm just basically sending the command, right? And in this case, since I'm not specifying any start, stop, step, this means that all the commands here will be executed or will be selected. And then I will send each command into the router and show the output in the console. So let me go ahead and copy the rest of the code. Okay, so it didn't paste it properly. Let me do it again. So we expect that all these commands will be sent into the router. If I enter, we see the output from all the commands. So we see the show clock output. If I just scroll up, show clock output, show version output, show IP interface brief, right? And show interfaces. And last is show ARP. So that's how you can basically say, not specify any start, stop, step, and it will just select all the items in the list. You can also just say you don't need the square brackets and colon. So this here is equivalent to just saying commands colon. So same. Okay. Next is, this is how you select only the first two items in the list. So let me just go ahead and clear this screen. So meaning only show clock and show version will be sent to the router. So the reason is the index 2 is at stop, right? So we stop, this index is exclusive, meaning it will not include the last index. So in this case, this here. Okay, so let me just go ahead and copy and paste this line of code. So again, only show clock and show version will be executed. Show clock, okay, and show version. Yeah, this is what we see as well. Okay, item number 3 is basically to reverse the entire list. So meaning it will just Python will just use show arp, show interfaces, show IP interface brief, show version, show clock. So this is the sequence from show arp, because this is the, we are using a negative index as the step. So if let me just clear the screen, copy and paste this line of code, we should see that show arp will be executed first, and so on. Yeah, show arp, show interfaces, and show IP interface brief, show version, and show clock. So we just basically reversed the sequence of how we send the commands to the router. Okay, and number 4, which is the last item, is to basically run every other command. So skip 1. So let me just go ahead and of course, this is the negative. The start is -1, right? No, this is not correct. This should just run the last item from the list. Yeah. So because -1 is the start index, so let me just show you the syntax again. It will just use the show arp and send it to the router. So we will only see the show arp output in this case. Okay, yeah, show arp is we only see show arp. Okay, so that's how you can slice lists. So again, this syntax is basically to print all of the items from the list, and this is equivalent to just not putting any syntax or not using slicing. And this here is to only include the first 2 items from the list, right? So 0, 1, because this index is at stop, right? And it's exclusive, so not including the last index. And this syntax is basically we're just saying to reverse the entire list. So Python will just send the commands starting from the last item. And of course, the last item that we talked about is using the first index, which is not the first, but using the -1 as the start index. So in this case, it will use the show arp and send it to the router. And that's what we saw as well. Okay, and let me just disconnect from the router. All right, so again, this is the syntax. So list name, square brackets, right? Start, colon, stop, colon, stop. and closing square brackets. All right, so hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.